Monday morning, everybody. Hope you're coming off a fantastic weekend. We're so glad you're here with us on Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That is Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Hi, guys. How are we?
Good morning.
Were your Lakers ever lucky yesterday? You came very, very close to having to deal with Jen's Pelicans and even closer to having to deal with the Clippers who own you.
Hold on. All the Seagulls had to do was take care of their responsibility.
Yeah, well, it came real close. It went right to the wire.
They couldn't beat a team that was fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah.
So basically it was 7-on-5 and they still couldn't get a dub.
Yeah, that is true. But you're very fortunate.
No,
maybe the gods just looked down on you and said, let there be LeBron.
Well, I know the Clippers going home in the first round.
Are they?
Yeah, I bet that. You know what they're doing it?
You know what? The Clippers should have lost yesterday.
No.
No, they should have. They should have just tanked the game. I swear to you, I thought about this. They should have just given up on it because wouldn't it have been an easier path not to have go right through KD?
Whoa. Okay. You like Kawhi. He's the best player in the NBA.
They've beaten you guys 11 straight times.
But they're not playing.
Why not just fall back in and beat the Lakers?
Why are you concerned about what we do it over here?
I'm about to be real concerned with what you're doing.
Thank you, Skip, for trying. Yes, yesterday was painful for me. Let's start with the Lakers, though, because, wow, LeBron hit a game-sealing three-pointer last night over the Jazz. 40 seconds left. That put the Lakers up by 11. LeBron then celebrated by, you're watching it, guys, crowning himself. LeBron finishes with 36 points. He went 8 of 14 from 3 in a win that clinched the 7th seed for the Lakers. Timberwolves now on their way to play them. Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressive was LeBron yesterday?
Well, at this juncture, I believe he's the greatest basketball player to ever live. So I'm not surprised or I'm not by impressed anything that he does. I think the thing is for me is that when he does something like this, that's when I'm not impressed because I expect this. I understand this is his 8th game back from injury. He scored at least 33 points, 3 of his last 4 ball games. But shouldn't we expect this? I understand this year is year 20. I understand he's 38 years of age. And normally guys have long retired since then. Guys in year 20 don't average 29 points a game over a season. They don't have 8 rebounds, 6.5, 7 assists. But this is LeBron James. This is what is expected of him. This is what is required of him. So maybe the thing that if you want to say I'm not impressed by the game, if you want to say 8 of 14 from 3, considering Skip, he had been struggling from the 3-point, you always tell me he's 140 this of 150 guys that have qualified to shoot the 3-ball. Yesterday, he got the 3-ball going. And then late in the ball game, when they were trying to make a move, Chris Dunn had a heck of a game. Kelly Olynyk, I don't know what it is about the Lakers and Kelly Olynyk, but it seems like he hitting step-back threes like he's Steph Curry. But for me, I'm not impressed by what LeBron did. I mean, shouldn't we expect this? They won 9 of the last 11. They had to go on a streak like this, and they did a lot of the work, Skip, because he was out with that ankle injury. They did a lot of this work without him. AD, Austin Reeves, guys stepped up. D'Lo, guys stepped up in his absence, and when he came back, he picked right up where he had left off. So for me, Skip, I mean, as much as I want to say, man, that was a virtuoso, I expect LeBron to have games like this. I expect him to play like this because he's LeBron effing James. He's the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. So why should I be impressed by him doing something like this? I expect him to do things like this.
Did you expect him at the end of the game to crown himself?
Is he not a king?
Seriously?
Is he not a king?
Seriously? Off that? To all your points. Yeah, he's been really good through his career. We get that. He recently passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the all-time leading scorer in the history of this league. I can't quite make the math work, but it worked. He did it.
Yeah.
He pulled that off, and he went on a tear from December 30th through February 7th, the likes of which we have never, ever seen a 38-year-old in year 20 pull off. He was possessed and obsessed with passing Kareem, and he pulled it off. But yesterday, what did he pull off yesterday? They're without Lauri Markkanen, their all-star. They're without a former Laker named Jordan Clarkson, who I think is their second-best player. I don't know why, but Colin Sexton didn't play a lick yesterday. I guess he's nicked or something, but he's their third-best player. And early in the fourth quarter, Agbaji, who has been their sort of second-best starter over the last 3 weeks, got tossed, and it was bizarre. All of a sudden, he said one word to the ref, and he's out.
Nah, he threw the ball.
Gone. No, but he said something that was the magic word.
He thought it was a foul, Skip, and he rolled the ball back aggressively. I think that's what he
got that, but then there was a word said, now, bingo, you're gone, and you're walking up the tunnel. And I looked at Agbaji over the last 10, 12 games. He had 27 and 20 against Sacramento, and he had 22 against your Lakers at Utah, and he had 28 against Denver. They don't have much left, but he was what they had left. So was this not all-time front-running? You should have wiped them out. You should have wiped them off the face of the earth the way Golden State went to Portland yesterday and scored 55, an NBA record in the first quarter.
Well, Skip, what we see is that we saw what happened with the Clippers. The Clippers are playing their guys. The Suns are playing backups, and it goes down to the very end. We saw this also the Suns Friday night against the Lakers. Teams get up and they play. Sometimes they play outside of what they're possibly capable of. They're missing everybody, got nothing to lose, and they play their tails off. Yeah, it would have been great for them to go out there and blow them out, like you said, the Warriors did Portland. But if you go back and look at the games, you saw what happened with the Pelicans. They should have won that game, shouldn't they?
You can argue, and we'll get deeper into that in just a couple of minutes. But here's my point about LeBron. And I'm glad this point has arisen because I have to officially tell you, you lost a huge bet to me that you made. It wasn't my doing. You made the bet.
What?
Before the season started, you predicted and bet 5 cases on the fact you said that LeBron James would shoot better from 3 than Kevin Durant this year. And I was like, are you serious? No, well, you can still do your percentage in the games played by both players. Would you believe Kevin Durant ended at 40.4%, which ranked 30th in the league, which is pretty respectable, I have to say. LeBron James, even by making 8 yesterday, 8 out of 14, it was a rare hot day for him, and it was a daytime game. It was a 12:30 tip-off here. But would you believe that with those 8 threes, LeBron vaulted all the way up to 31.1%?
Yeah, you see that?
Okay. You lost badly. You lost by 9 percentage points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the point is, look, LeBron has been pathetic from 3 the whole year. It has been an Achilles heel for your Lakers. And just when I thought it was safe to think that LeBron wasn't going to start jacking up threes, he shot 14, which raised his seasonal average of threes per game up to 7 a game. He attempts 7 a game off yesterday. Okay, 7 a game ranks, let me find my stats here, that ranks 35th in the league. Well, he wound up finishing 143 out of 149. 143 out of 149? Well, the math of that is terrible. It's a recipe for disaster. And you know and I know what happens when he gets a hot hand, which is rare. You know what's going to happen in the play-in game? He's going to come out jacking up threes.
How'd you like that dish you cooked yesterday with that recipe? You say it's a recipe for disaster.
Yep.
How'd you like that dish that he whipped up yesterday?
Against what's left of the Utah Jazz?
You still got to make them.
Okay, you do. So let's look at the fourth quarter, shall we? Because he did make them in the fourth quarter. Okay, so with 8:35 in the fourth, he makes his first 3. That put them up 9. If we could see this, please. Here we go. Do we have it? Yep, this is the first 3. This is 8:35. So this is a front-running 3 because you're about to blow them out.
Hey, Skip, I mean, look, it's close. Skip, it's a 2-point game. What you mean front-running?
Then here we go again. I'm going to give you that one. That was a big one because Olynyk had made a layup to cut it to 2 at that point and put him back up 5.
What'd you get by this one?
Okay. That put him up 8. That's front-running. And here's the logo 3, quote-unquote logo, that elicited the crown me. That put them up 11 points on the Utah Jazz, and you're crowning yourself to put your team ahead by 11 on Utah?
Are you sure he's saying he was the king or not? It was Easter. It was Easter.
I don't think we need to go.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. I'm just.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're saying that's what he said, then he really stepped out of bounds. But this was out of bounds enough for me. Because after the game, they continued to crow and chest beat about, can you believe we finished above 500? I'm saying, you're supposed to be the king. You're supposed to be the GOAT. And you are taking pride in the fact that you rose to just, speaking of rising, you rose to just above 500?
Did you think they were going to be at 0-5 and 2-10? Did you think this was possible?
Okay, but why were they 2-10? Did LeBron play in those games? Well,
Yes.
he played in 10 of them. He played in 10 out of the first 12 games.
Yes.
He missed at Utah because it was a back-to-back. I got no problem with that. And then he missed the final game of that stretch against Sacramento when that was the first time he pulled his groin.
Right.
Okay, so in those 10 out of 12 games, I'm looking at LeBron's numbers, and he averaged 25 points, which is not what he's been doing lately. 9.7 rebounds, not bad, but 4 turnovers a game he averaged. 4?
Yeah.
That's Westbrookian. And he shot only 47% from the floor in those 10 games. He shot 25% from 3. That was 15 of 49. And he shot 67% from the free throw line. Well, that's horrible.
Yeah, but
Okay.
did he turn it around?
Well,
Did they turn it
did,
around?
but he was the one who helped shoot them into that hole, right?
Yeah.
And there was an early game that he had a game-winning shot that he missed against, I think it was Chicago. So the point was, he had a big hand in them falling to 2-10,
Yes.
and then they did turn it around. And that started at the trade deadline. And I couldn't believe that anybody in the locker room didn't give Rob Pelinka huge credit for turning the season around.
He
Because
did his job.
all of those moves were good, great. You add up all the good moves to great. This team is way better than it was at the trade deadline when it got out from under
I ask you a
Russ,
question?
out from under Pat Bev.
Can I ask you a question? Were they better than what they were when they started the season?
At the trade deadline?
The team that they have right now, is that team better than what they had at the beginning of the season?
Way better.
So therefore, it might offer an explanation to why they started 0-5, 2-10.
All right, but even AD said yesterday, LeBron and I looked around the locker room and we said we should thank some of these new players. Thank you, because you look around and there is a D'Lo and there is a Malik Beasley
Right.
and there is a Hachimura
Right.
and there is a Jared Vanderbilt, and you're like, oh, fit.
Yes,
I
love the acquisitions. Don't get me wrong, Skip, and they should not be minimized. But the biggest contributor to this, the guy that's shown the greatest growth, is Austin Reeves. Once he got inserted into the starting lineup, Skip, he's been